All right, let's dive into the story of one of the most powerful figures in all of Eastern mythology. And forget your typical Fortune 500 CEOs. We're talking about the guy who sits at the very top of the cosmic org chart. So, let me just ask you, who do you think is the most powerful CEO in the entire universe? I'm not talking about someone who runs a tech company or a bank, but someone who manages, well, pretty much everything.
And here's your hint. His corner office has a view that is, quite literally, out of this world.
That's right, we are talking about the universe's super CEO. In the grand scheme of Taoist cosmology, he's the supreme ruler, the chairman of the Heavenly Board of Directors.
So who is this guy? His official title is the Jade Emperor, or Yu Huang Da Di. And his authority? It's absolute. It covers all three realms, heaven, earth, and, yep, even the underworld. But to millions of people, he's known much more affectionately as Tiangong, which basically means the heavenly grandfather.
So, how in the world does someone land a job like that? I mean, you don't just find a listing for ruler of the universe on LinkedIn, right? His journey to the top was anything but conventional. It's the ultimate story of climbing the career ladder.
And just like any other big shot leader, there's the official story, and then there's the juicy office gossip. So let's take a look at both versions of how he got the top job. Okay, first up, the official version. According to scripture, he trained for 132 million kalpas. A single kalpa, by the way, is an entire eon, an almost unimaginable length of time. Can you imagine an internship that long? Wow. This is where it gets really fun. On one hand, you've got the official resume. A noble, compassionate prince who gave up his entire kingdom to meditate for ages and finally achieved supreme enlightenment. Then you've got the, let's call it, office gossip. This is a folktale about a regular mortal guy named Zhang Jin. The story goes, the gods were trying to pick a new ruler, and one of them said someone would be along in a moment, Yu Ren in Mandarin. But it sounded like Yu Huang, the Jade Emperor's name. Another god mistook a pun on Zhang Jin's name and, well, through a bit of cosmic miscommunication, he got the job. So, now that he's in charge, what exactly does the Jade Emperor do all day? Let's take a peek at the job description for the ruler of, everything. Well, first and foremost, his title is Lord of all deities. Think of him as the CEO of the entire divine pantheon. Every single god, spirit, and immortal. It doesn't matter how powerful or how minor. They all report to him. The buck absolutely stops there.
He's also the head of the Cosmic Weather Bureau. What that means is that no storm rolls in, no sun shines, and no season changes without his final sign-off. He literally manages the fundamental forces of nature.
But wait, there's more. On top of all that, he's the Cosmic Chief Justice. It's his job to maintain universal order and balance. He's the supreme judge, handing down sentences to mortals and even other gods, making sure everything runs according to cosmic law.
And this is where his job gets really personal for us humans. He is essentially the annual performance reviewer. Every single year, the kitchen god zips up to heaven to file a detailed report on every household's behavior, the good and the bad. And based on that report, the Jade Emperor decides your family's luck for the next year. Yeah, no pressure.
Now, with a job that demanding, you would expect a pretty huge celebration in his honor, wouldn't you? Well, you would be absolutely right. His birthday is basically the universe's most important annual gala event.
There are two key dates you gotta know on his calendar. On the very first day of the Lunar New Year, it's said that he comes down to Earth for an annual site inspection of humanity. But the main event, the big one, is his birthday on the 9th day of the first lunar month. This day is so important, it's actually considered the new year of the heavens.
So why the 9th day? Well, it's all about symbolism. In Chinese numerology, the number 9 is the largest single digit. It represents the maximum, the ultimate, the highest possible status, which is just perfect for the supreme ruler of the universe, right?
So how do people worship him? The ritual is called Bai Tian Gong, and it's very specific. It all goes down on the 9th day of the first lunar month. And the most important part is that the altar has to be placed outdoors, directly facing the open sky. From there, a huge, lavish feast is prepared, and prayers are offered up to show reverence to the highest power in the cosmos. So when you put it all together, what have we got? He's this incredibly complex figure. He's the cosmic CEO managing all of existence. He's the supreme judge making sure everything stays in balance. And he's the guest of honor at a party that kicks off the new year for the heavens themselves.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. The next time you look up at that vast, endless sky, what are you going to see? A distant, ancient deity, or the chairman of the board, busy running the entire universe? Something to think about. Thanks for diving into this with me today.